What if you could study better, spend half the effort, and get double the results? Our brain can potentially memorize 2.5 petabytes of information, which is roughly equivalent to 3 million hours of YouTube videos. In order to use some of that staggering capacity a little more effectively when you study, here are 5 techniques that are based on widely accepted research by neuroscientists and learning experts. If you enjoy watching this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. 1. Spaced repetition. Research shows that study sessions are most effective in small, short chunks. This is because your brain is better at encoding information into synapses in short, repeated sessions. A synapse is a structure that permits a nerve cell to pass an electrical or chemical signal to another neuron. Think about the way you'd learn to play tennis. You wouldn't book a 10-hour lesson to learn the sport. You'd gradually build your skills with multiple 45-minute lessons. The same should be done for study. Instead of cramming in a 10-hour session just before a test, try 20-30-minute sessions over 4 weeks. If we see the same information multiple times over increasing intervals, we're far more effective at encoding those facts into long-term memory. This is why cramming is so ineffective. Studying for 8 hours over 2 weeks will generally result in a superior performance compared to studying for 8 hours in one sitting. You could create a study schedule for yourself where you plan out when to review older topics in addition to recent topics. Alternatively, you can offload this process to apps like Anki, which will test you on bite-sized pieces of information through flashcards and automatically schedule the cards based on the difficulty of recall for each. 2. Active recall. Active recall is when you actively stimulate your memory for a piece of information. Imagine that you're reviewing keywords for your psychology test. You have all the terms written on flashcards and now you're going through them. As you turn over a new card, you see the question and you know that on the other side is the answer. That moment, when you're trying to remember the answer before checking it, is active recall. It's basically practicing retrieval. Your brain goes into the storehouse of information and looks for that one specific piece of data. You can create flashcards through Anki or use practice problems, which also has the added benefit of practicing higher order thinking skills. There are other ways to incorporate active recall. For example, you could write or sketch out everything you know about a certain topic without looking at your notes. Be as thorough as you can be and afterwards check what you've written compared to your class notes for accuracy and fill in the points that you have missed. 3. Interleaving. Interleaving is the practice of alternating your studying from one topic to another rather than blocking time for just one subject for an extended period of time. Research suggests that this strategy is a particularly helpful style of learning and remembering. Say you have 3 topics, A, B, and C, planned for the next 5 days. An inefficient yet common study technique is to spend a whole lot of time on one topic and then turn to the next topic and then the next. Interleaving is better than that. It involves learning multiple related concepts in a mixed way. You take your topics and then spend a mini block of 20 minutes on A, 20 minutes on B, and 20 minutes on C. Plan your study as ABC, ABC, ABC. Or you could get creative and plan it as ABC, ACB, or BCA. All of these should be short interleaved sessions and you should repeat the study pattern over a long period of time. Do not use this in a single stretch. Use this study technique for topics that are related to each other. The more related A, B, and C are, the better it is. Basically, you must study in parallel, not in series. This way, learning for all 3 topics will occur parallel to each other over time. Interleaving facilitates finding the links, similarities, and differences between ideas. The added benefit that goes overlooked is one of sustained endurance. When you strategically shift between topics, you can ward off burnout and boredom through new stimuli. You can use different Pomodoro apps like Pomodoro or Forest that will help you block out time for a particular topic before switching to a new topic. 4. Method of loci. The method of loci is also referred to as the memory palace or mind palace technique or the journey method, and is often used by memory athletes to learn large lists of numbers and words. This method is very good at helping you memorize information for a test. The method of loci is the oldest identified mnemonic strategy. Basically, it is like a folder that can store all the information you memorized as well as information you can later recall. The folder allows you to store an unlimited number of details in a set order. The method of loci is a very effective method for learning, with several studies demonstrating a significant improvement in the ability to recall information with its use. The word loci is the plural form of the word locus, which means location. The method of loci involves a mental strategy of imagining yourself on a fantasy walk through your house, your drive to work, or a walk through your neighborhood, placing items along the way, such as on the couch, next to the lamp, on the piano bench, or along a structured pathway in the garden or a neighborhood. The items that you mentally place in the room are the pieces of information that you're trying to learn, such as a list of things that you need to remember in a certain order. In order to recall each item, you must visualize yourself walking through that room or along that path and then picking up or passing by each item that you place there, thus triggering your recall for that information. First, you must pick a place and make sure that you are able to mentally walk through it so you can later recall the information you stored away. After you have your place selected, pick a route that is familiar to you and one that you can mentally take when you are trying to recall an item. After you have a route, identify your location that you are going to store your information at. Next, place the items you are trying to remember along the route in an accurate order that they need to be memorized in. When deciding what objects to use, make sure that you pick meaningful ones that will help you remember the content you are trying to memorize. When you want to recall the information, you just have to reimagine walking the route you stored all your information at. 5. Dual coding. Dual coding is the practice of inputting information related to the same concept through multiple forms of media. For example, you may read about a concept in a textbook and additionally use diagrams or videos on the same concept to better understand and remember it. The idea is to provide two different representations of the information, both visual and verbal, to help you understand the information better. Adding visuals to a verbal description can make the presented ideas more concrete and thus provide two ways of understanding the presented ideas. Dual coding is about more than just adding pictures. Instead, the visual should be meaningful and you should have enough time to integrate the two representations. Implementing dual coding effectively does not simply mean recognizing the concept, but being able to actively explain the concept in your own words. Even better, you could take the information you've read in your textbook or heard about in your lecture and create your own visuals. So these are the 5 most effective studying strategies that are scientifically backed by research. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like it and share it with others. As always, thanks for watching.